Hi, this is Kerry from Orange Cat Crochet. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with my latest kit, and that is our little octopus here. This video is going to cover the basics on how to get started, so if you're brand new to crochet and you want to have a go at making him, that you can do it. This kit is made from chenille yarn, unlike my other kits which are made from double knit. So this is a bit more tricky, but once you get a hang of it, it's really easy to work with. It's worked in the rounds the same as before, so we're going to work in continuous rounds as most amigurumi patterns are. One thing to remember is if you're used to normal crochet, amigurumi is a lot tighter worked, so you normally use a crochet hook that's smaller than you would for normal. This is because you don't want gaps. So if I was working with a bigger crocheting hook, you'd have gaps. So it is a bit more tricky to get started with, but once you grasp it and you get used to it, it is so easy to work. So in this video, we're going to cover getting started, working in the rounds. So we're going to do the magic circle, and then we're going to do the first few rounds, showing you how to do single crochet and how to do the increased stitches. So what you'll need is out of your bag, you'll need your crochet hook, which is a 4mm crochet hook, and you'll also need your yarn, and then inside the little packet there is a stitch marker, so we're going to use that. So if you just grab your stitch marker out, and you'll also have your pattern card inside, so you just need to get your pattern card. So to start off with, what we're going to do is we're going to make a magic circle. There is loads of different ways of doing this. I find the easiest to do a slip knot and then work from the slip knot to two chain stitches, and then into the first stitch I use that to make my base. So how you're going to do that is you're going to take your yarn, lay it across your palm of your left hand, and then you're going to bring your end round your finger like so, and then you're just going to cross that over, and then just place your thumb on it to hold it in place, and then you're going to pull the tail end just through so it makes a little loop, and then just pull the loop that you make tighter. That will then give you a adjustable loop like that. So it's the same as any slip knot. For anything else, you just make that so that you've got it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hold that with your left hand, and you're going to put your hook in your right, and I hold it so that there's a little flat bit on your crochet hook. Just push your thumb on the front of it, and then put your index finger on the back, and then just lay it across your palm so it kind of fits into your palm like that. Then you're going to put your loop on it so that your little tail bit is nearer to that finger. Pull it a little bit tighter, not much, so just so that it sits on your hook, but you can move it. Then, with the yarn that's attached to your ball of yarn, what you're going to do is you're going to lay it over your palm like so, and then all you're going to do is let it fall, so you've got it pinch between your thumb and your index finger, and then you're just going to lay it over, wrap it over your index finger so it lays across your palm, and then like that, stick your finger up so it holds it. Then you're going to hold that, pinch it there, and just pinch that bit there. So lay it through your palm with them two fingers, and then pinch with your middle finger and your thumb the tail so that your hook's kind of angled in front of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hold our hook in front of the yarn, and then we're going to push our hook back so that it kind of goes back and then hooks over the yarn so that you're holding it underneath the hook part. Then you're going to pull it through that loop that was on your hook. So this is how we do a chain. So if you were doing something where it needed chains, you keep going like this. So again, you push back, bring your hook over it, so you hook it into that bit, then you pull that through the loop that's on your hook, if you see. So each one of these then becomes a chain. So we've got 2 chains. See, that's the first one, that's the second one. So we are now going to work into that stitch there, the first one. So you've got this little V and you've got that little V. So we're going to work into the first loop and that becomes our magic circle. We don't really worry about this one, this is just our turn in. So we ignore that. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to put our hook into that. So if you wanted to keep it a bit looser, you can. If not, don't worry. So what we're going to do, this is the tricky bit, so don't worry if it takes you a few attempts to get this bit done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook just into there, like so, and give it a little wiggle. So that's where we're going to work our first stitches. So this we work into single crochet, that's the name of the stitch. That's the American term, so if you're used to UK terms it would be a double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook behind the yarn this time. So for chaining we did in front, but this time we're going to go under and behind it and we're going to hook it like so, under our hook as before, and then we're going to pull it back through that stitch. So now we have 2 loops on our hook. So then what we're going to do is this time we're going to take it back like we did with the chain. So we hook it underneath it and then we're going to pull it through both them 2 loops. So that makes our first single crochet. If you look, you've got the V at the top there. So we want 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that again. So we put our hook back in that same stitch hole. We're going to bring it behind the yarn on our thumb. We're going to hook it. We're going to bring it through. So we now have 2 loops on our hook again. So we're going to hook that over and we're going to pull it back through. So we now have 2. So with your little tail bit, just keep moving it around. But now we're going to do the exact same thing again. So we're going to insert our hook into that same spot. We're going to take a hook under the yarn and bring it behind it. We're going to pull it through. So we have 2 loops on the hook. We're going to push our hook back into it and pull it through. So if you look, we're creating these V shapes and each V shape is a stitch. So we're going to do another one into that. So don't worry if it seems a bit loose to start off with because we're going to tighten it at the end. You're best not pulling it too tight at this stage. So again, if you look, there's our hole. We're going to put our hook into the same hole, grab the yarn, pull it through. So we've got 2 loops, push our hook back this time, so you're going backwards, hook over, pull through both. Yeah, so we're going to do that again. So we're going to put our hook in, pull through, put the yarn under and over, pull it through. So you've got 2 loops, push our hook back, grab the yarn, pull through both. Like so. So what you want to be doing is as you go around this little tail, just catch it under it a bit so we can look. So we've now done 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 2 more. So we're just going to again go into the hole, and as you get more stitches you'll notice the hole is more easy to notice. So show you that again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook in through the hole, come around the back of the yarn, grab it, pull it through. Then we're going to put our hook behind, push it back at the yarn from the front, grab our yarn, pull it through. So that's now 5. So we want to do it one more time. So push our hook in, round the back, over, pull it through. Then we're going to go from the front, pull it back and loop it, and then through the 2 holes. So that gives us our first round, and if you count, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is our single crochets for the first round. Now what you can do is get your tail and just give it a little tug, and that will then close up your middle circle. But if you want to leave that so you don't pull it round to start off with, don't worry, that's fine. You can pull it round after you've done the next row. So if you look, you don't count that little bit at the front. You count, that's your first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then what we're going to do is we're going to start our second round, which if you look, it says increase in each stitch around, and then it has a 12 in brackets. So in what we're going to do is in each of these stitches, we're going to do an increase stitch. So that will turn the 6 into 12. So how we're going to do that is by doing 2 single crochets in each stitch. So we're going to do it into our first one, and we're going to do 2 single crochets. So this time what you're going to do, instead of going in the middle like you did on that other one, is you're going to go underneath that V. See the V shape? So how you do that is you put your hook underneath the top of it. So you have both parts onto your hook at the same time. But then we're going to treat it exactly the same as we would before. So you go under that V, bring your yarn under and over the yarn, pull it through. So you have 2 loops on your hook, push back, grab the yarn and pull it through both loops, like so. So then we're going to do the same, but into that same chain space. So in exactly the same space, that same chain. So you've got the V again, you push back, grab it, pull it through. So you've got 2 loops, push back, grab the yarn under it and pull through. So now we've done our first 2 of that round. Oh, sorry, I'm jiggling my camera. So you can see there you've got 2 V's. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our stitch marker and we're going to put it in that first one of the round. So that first V you made of this round. So that marks your first stitch. Because as we work in rounds, it's not like rows. You can lose your place very easy. So you want to make sure you use that stitch marker. So now we've done our 2 in that first stitch. So now we're going to go to the second stitch and we're going to insert our hook under that first V. So this bit can be very tricky at first because it's very tight and it's easy to lose your place, especially when you're putting 2 stitches in. So just keep an eye, and if you need to undo it, it's very easy. Just pull it and it will come undone. So we're going to do our 2 stitches into this stitch. So we're going to yarn, put our hook under that V of that stitch, go behind the yarn, hook it, pull it through. So you've got 2 loops on the hook. You're going to push your hook back, grab the yarn and go through both. And then we're going to do that again into the same stitch. So we're going to go in, under, over, pull through, 2 loops, go under, pull through. So you've got 4 stitches. Then we're going to go into our next one. So we're going to go under both parts like that, go under the yarn, over the yarn, pull through. So you've got 2 loops, push back, hook over, pull through. Then we're going to do it again. So what we're going to do is insert our hook into the same space, go behind the yarn, hook over it, pull it through. So you've got 2 loops, then push your hook back into your yarn, pull through. It's always worth as well when you're doing it to keep the tension in it. So make sure that you pull that over your index finger and then hold it with your 2 little fingers and then pinch your work with that finger and thumb. It makes it so much easier. Right, so we're going to do now 2. So if you have a count, you can see we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're onto this stitch. And if you have a look, it gets a bit harder to see where your stitch is as you've got the 2. So make sure you push it and then you can identify your V. So insert your hook through your V first, bring it under your yarn, over your yarn, pull it through. So you've got 2 loops, push back, grab both. Do that once more. So we insert our hook, push over and under, grab 2, pull it through. do the next one, insert under our hook, our V, push behind it, under it, over it, pull through, 2 loops, push back and over 2. I've lost count of where I'm up to now, so I'm just going to count my stitches again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. So I've got 2 more to do into this one. Is that right? Oh no, I need to do 1 more into that stitch. See, it's very easy to lose, so you just need to keep counting. Let's do my last stitch. So insert, pull through, so 2 loops, push back, over, 3, and then we can do our last one of that round. There we go. So let me just double count. Yeah, so we've got 12 on that, so that finishes off our round 2. So if you haven't, just give it a little tug again to make sure that that middle is all sealed up, because that's going to be the top of his head. So you want to make sure that's all sealed up. So now we're going to remove our stitch marker. And if you look on the next round, it says 1 single crochet, then 1 increase in brackets, and then it says 6 times 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that 1 single crochet and then an increase stitch 6 times in this round. So to start off with, we're going to do our single crochet. So that's just a single one in that first stitch. So we're just going to insert our hook, yarn, pull it over, 2 loops, push back and pull through. So that's our first stitch. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to insert our stitch marker into that first stitch, as so. And then we're going to work our second stitch, which means we're going to do an increase in that. So that's 2 single crochet into that stitch. So just work it as before. So insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull it through, 2 loops, push back, grab the yarn, pull through. And then we're just going to do that 1 more time in that stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, grab the yarn, pull through. So you've got 2, push back, grab it, and then pull through. So that gives us then our 3 stitches to start with. So that's 1 and then the 2. So now we're going to do our single crochet in the next stitch. So just insert the hook, bring it under, yarn over, bring up 2 hoops, push back, and then you've got your 1. So now we're going to move to the next one, and that's our increase, and that's the second repeat of that pattern. So we're going to pull it through, grab the yarn, pull it through, do our next one, push it through, grab it, pull through 2 loops, push, and that's the second part of that. So we're going to do the third repeat of it. So we're going to insert our hook, grab our yarn, pull through. So we've got 2 loops, grab it, pull through. So then we're going to do our increase again. So we're going to insert, grab the yarn, pull through, 2 loops, push back, grab it. That's 1. Then we're going to do another one into that space. And as you can see, it does get tricky because you get so many loops, but just keep pushing and then you can see your space. So insert under that V, bring it under, pull it through, 2, grab your yarn, insert through, and we're going to do our 2, push back, grab, do it again, so 2, push back, grab, so insert, push, grab, this is our 1 again, so this is our 4th one, push, bring through, another 2, or this is our 5th, sorry, push, 2, 1, and then our last one. So this is 1, and then into the next one we're going to do our 2. Sorry, I knocked the camera again. So there we go. So that is our increase. So if you look at that, that will leave you with 18 stitches. So if you want to count, you can remember to count the V's at the top. If you look, each stitch makes a little V. So what you're going to do now on the pattern is you're going to keep doing that. So on the next round, it will be 2 single crochet. So I'll just start that off with you. So we're going to do into that first V 1 single crochet, then into your second one you're going to do another single crochet, so that's our 2 single crochet, and then you'll put your stitch marker into that first one. So there we go, that's the start of round 4. So what we're going to do then is we're going to do our increase into the next one. So if you remember, an increase is 2 single crochet. So what we're going to do is insert our hook, bring it through, 1, then we're going to do the second one into that same space, 2. Then we'll repeat that again. So we'll do our 2 singles into the next 2 stitches, and then we'll do our single into our double, sorry, so that's 2, 2, 2, and then we need an extra 2. There we go. So that is our first 2. So you'll keep repeating that. So your next one is a single. It's the first of our 2 singles, second of our 2 singles, and then we're going to do 2 into that one for our increase. And that would keep going around the round. If you ever get forgetful of where you are, you can always count your stitches, or you can also count your rounds. So if you look at this, you can see each little bobble is a stitch from the side, and that is a row round. So you have, that's just the center one for your magic circle one, then you've got your second, third, and we're now working on our 4th here. So that's the way to check it. And for the way your work goes round, the little tail that was the beginning, that is your end. So that is, the way that comes out is the wrong side. So this is the right side that we're looking at. So this is going to be your outside bit. And that's what you're going to see. So if you want to keep working on that, so we've just done another increase. So we're now going to do our 2 normal stitches, and then we'll do our increase. So then you'd have 2 normal, 1 increase, 2 normal, 1 increase, and that would bring you to your end of that round. Then if you want to keep working on the rounds, you'll soon come to one where it just say single crochet in each stitch. That means you just do 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and you do that for however many rounds it says to do it. What I'll do is I'll keep going with this for you, and you keep going on yours, and then meet me back when we start our decrease rounds, and I'll show you how to do the decrease and how we also do our face on our little octopus. So I'll do 2 separate videos on how we work decreases and how we do the face. So meet me back then, and good luck.